Welcome back, YouTube. Guess what I did since the last time we spoke? I painted this awful spider. I guess he looks a little better now that he's drying. I don't know. I think he looks pretty terrible. Not my best work, I have to say. Not my fave. I think that the build on it is fairly good, but I tried to make him like orange, like bright orange with yellow highlights, and I don't know. I think he just looks messy. I don't like him. We're gonna try again. His brother here is already primed in black, as you can see. This time, instead of going with that ugly orange, I'm gonna just play it safe and do like a brown spider with black shadows and lighter brown highlights. Sounds boring, right? Sounds pretty lame. But that's what we're going to do because I'm afraid of messing it up. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad lesson for those of you that are watching these. But, yeah, we're learning together. Relearning. Let me reiterate that I am certainly not an expert. Never claimed to be. I don't even really claim to be a good painter. But it's a fun hobby, and I like it. We're going to do it now. Starting with the base coat. This is milk chocolate. Delicious. To begin applying the base coat, I'm going to use my biggest, broadest brush. I'm not thinning down the paint at all. That's my phone/camera on the brink of death. We are going to simply pause while I plug in my camera. And we're in the future now. We time traveled. Isn't it amazing? Oh, technology. Alright, so let's begin. One thing I noticed when I was painting his twin is that the spider build is much more difficult than the wolf. I knew it'd be a little harder, but I didn't realize just how many little nooks and crannies there are. So, I don't know. I don't know if this is really an appropriate second project for this series, but whatever. As I said, I'm not thinning the paint at all. I want it to go on pretty thick because, as we may have discussed, I don't think we've discussed it, these acrylic paints are not opaque. I mean, they are, you can see the black under them. So when it goes on, it tends to, you can see the black through it. The thicker the paint is, the more it covers whatever's underneath, but also the more detail you lose because your thick paint goes into these cracks, fills them, and then you just have a glob instead of a spider's leg. You know what else I'm going to do is not worry so much about filling in all of these cracks with brown. I think I will just let the black primer stay where it is, kind of like that. And the cracks there along his back, just to give it some depth. Plus, of course, underneath he's supposed to be shadow, so it really should be darker underneath than on top. So I'm not going to stress over getting all the nooks and crannies with brown paint. So there we go. After our first coat, he's brown. I think I might not go back for a second coat. I think I might leave him splotchy. What do you think? Alright, I'm going to let him dry and then continue this.